Going on, baby, right back into the action for another day of the week. Chasing That Paper is back in your life. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the show. And yes, we are back and not quite with the same enthusiasm as we typically have. Like many sports fans out there, heavy hearts right now, given the situation with DeMar Hamlin. So we're hoping we could be a nice little distraction for you guys as we await what will hopefully be good news given that situation. So no NFL talk on the show today, but still a lot to discuss regarding the NBA, college basketball, NHL, a Major League Baseball topic that we're going to touch on as well. So let's bring in my co-host for the day, the second most provocative man in all of sports betting, senior editor over at Betsided, styling and profiling. Ian, is it right to assume that that's a new talk you have on today?
Nope, this is an old one, Joe. As you might be able to tell, I still have my Christmas lights up behind me. I got home from Canada about 12:30, 30 minutes past midnight last night, and I just went straight to bed. So I still have the holiday lights up. I'm just wearing an old sweater, and I'm going to hope for the best.
So what happened, Ian? From what I understand, you were delayed at the border. They didn't want to let you back in America?
Yeah, it turns out I've won too much money betting on sports in the United States, so they considered holding me at the border. No, it's just traffic. Maybe we didn't choose the best border to cross, but we crossed Niagara Falls, which, by the way, extremely underwhelming. I saw Niagara Falls for the first time as I waited in my car for 3.5 hours to be allowed to cross the border, and I expected a lot more. What's so impressive about that? It's just a waterfall.
Yeah, speaking of underwhelming, the movie Avatar, the sequel, I haven't seen it. I'm not going to see it, because I can already tell you that it absolutely sucks. So do not waste your time. Do not waste your money by going to see Avatar. Okay, Ian, that's enough small talk. 7 total bets across the NBA, college basketball, and the NHL. Let's get right into the action. We're going to start things off tonight in beautiful Oklahoma City, where the Boston Celtics are in town. Give me the home dog, the Thunder, coming in at +9 in this matchup. So dig into the stats here over the last 10 games. This is pretty close here. These two teams over the last 10 games, neck and neck. An EFG shooting percentage, opponent EFG shooting percentage, offensive rebound percentage, and opponent free throw attempt rate. Boston's three-point shooting has actually been awful during this game, coming in at 28th in three-point percentage over the last 10 games. This is a great spot for the OKC Thunder. Playing a lot of tight games. They are 13-5 against the spread as an underdog of 5 or more this season. They're on a stretch at home that's going to go 6-1 ATS as a dog since November 11th. And the Celtics sliding a little bit on the road right now. On New Year's Day, they lost by 12 to Denver. Previous to that, they needed overtime to beat the Lakers. Also double-digit losses to the Clippers and the Warriors on the road. So I think this is a great spot for a big dog. Give me the Thunder, +9. All right, Ian, over to college basketball. What are we looking at?
Yeah, two of the very best defensive teams in the country are facing off tonight. A little SEC action. So I'm going to go ahead and take the under. I think this one's a pretty obvious bet here. Give me Tennessee and Mississippi State under 123.5. I mentioned they were the two of the best defensive teams in the country, and that's proven by defensive efficiency. Tennessee tops the rankings in the country, first in defensive efficiency. Mississippi State right behind them, coming in at 4th, but it's not just about the good defense, it's also about some subpar offense. These two teams are 24th and 258th in effective field goal percentage heading into tonight. And the third aspect that we want to bet on and under is slow pace. Now, Tennessee plays at about an average pace, but Mississippi State should be able to slow things down quite a bit. They rank 317th in possessions per game. So this one's pretty straightforward, folks. Don't overthink it. It's two of the best defensive teams in the country facing off. It's going to be a slugfest. Give me under 123.5 between Mississippi State and Tennessee.
All right, back to the NBA. My first pick was a fairly big underdog. Next pick is a fairly big favorite. Give me the Milwaukee Bucks -8 on their home floor with the Washington Wizards in town. So we should expect a bounce back at home for the Bucks with Giannis back in the lineup here for them tonight. Struggling a bit lately, but this is a much different team on its home court. Coming into this one, they're on a 1-5 slide with 4 of those losses coming on the road. At home, however, they are an absolute beast. 15-4 overall, 11 double-digit wins at home for the Bucks. Average win at home comes by 13.5 points. And they're coming off a very ugly loss at home on New Year's Day to these Wizards. They lost by 23 points. But no Giannis, no Drew Holiday, and of course no Chris Middleton in the lineup for them in that game. And Milwaukee tends to respond after a loss, specifically a loss at home. Only once this season have they failed to cover the spread in consecutive home games. Their previous 3 losses at home were each followed by a double-digit victory in their next home game. So great spot for them here tonight versus the Wizards, who have been playing great lately, maybe catching teams sleeping during the holidays. I like the Bucks to bounce back. -8. All right, Ian, another pick for college basketball. What do you got?
Yeah, this time I'm looking at some Big East action here. Going to take Seton Hall +9 against Creighton tonight. Should be a lot closer than what I think the spread indicates here. 9-point spread. I think that's kind of crazy here. Seton Hall is pretty solid defensively. If you look at defensive efficiency, 57th in the country, 34th in opponent effective field goal percentage. Now, what Seton Hall's biggest issue has been this year and what has led them to their current record is turnovers. They cough the ball up a ton, 327th in turnovers per possession. But that might actually not hurt them too much tonight because Creighton sucks at forcing turnovers. Like I said, Seton Hall is 327th in turnovers. Creighton's 325th in opponent turnovers per possession. So as long as they can hang on to the ball tonight, I think they should be able to keep it close. And also my final point here, which might be the biggest one. We all know Creighton loves to shoot the 3 ball. They've been hot from 3 over their last 3 games. They're shooting 43.1% from beyond the arc. But I expect regression tonight because the biggest strength of Seton Hall has been their perimeter defense, 17th in the country in opponent 3-point field goal percentage, keeping teams to shooting only 27.7% from beyond the arc. If they can keep Creighton to shooting less than 30% from 3 tonight, they can keep this game at least close. I'll take the Pirates +9 against the Blue Jays.
All right, next up we move to the ice. I'm sure the New York Rangers as a home underdog will appeal to many out there, but not me, motherfuckers. Give me the Carolina Hurricanes -125. This is the hottest team in hockey. Going to continue to ride their 11-game win streak. Some high-quality wins in this span over the likes of the Penguins twice, the Devils twice, and Dallas. You dig into the analytics, and the edge absolutely goes to the Hurricanes, 2nd in expected goals for percentage and 5th in high-danger chances for percentage over the last 10, compared to 20th and 13th for the Rangers, who actually get much worse at home. Take a look at their last 10 games at MSG. They're 24th in expected goals for percentage. Having a lot of luck, the New York Rangers. And speaking of not being as good at home, check out the man between the pipes for the Rangers, Igor Shesterkin. He's great on the road. Nothing special at home, though. A .973 goals against average with a .906 save percentage. Not very impressive. Give me the Hurricanes -125. Ian, you got a pick for the ice. What do you like?
I do. If you like offensive shootouts, you might want to tune in to tonight's game between the Sabres and the Capitals. I think we're going to see a ton of goals in this one. This over seems easy, perhaps too easy. But if it is a trap, I'm going to fall for it. Give me the Sabres and the Capitals over 6.5. You can still get it at even money. Over each team's last 10 games in the NHL, it is the Sabres and it is the Capitals who rank 1st and 2nd in shooting percentage. Their sticks are hot. The Sabres have scored on 13.73% of their shooting attempts. The Capitals have scored on 13.16% of their shooting attempts. Why isn't the graphic up yet, Tito?
I know, he's been doing this. Get into the graphic sooner, Tito. We have notes that we need to refer to when we are reading off these picks.
These two teams also, I mean, just look at their goals scored. Combining for 8.6 goals scored per game over their last 10 games. That's way over the set total for tonight. Total 6.5 for combining for 8.6. I'm no mathematician. That looks like 2.1 goals more than the set total for tonight. Also, Luukkonen is starting for Buffalo. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I know you're a big Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen fan, Joe, and I know he has been hot in his past couple of games, but don't be fooled. He still has an .896 save percentage on the season, so we might see a little bit of regression from him as well tonight. Give me a ton of goals in the Sabres and Capitals game, over 6.5 at even money.
Indeed, Luukkonen. I got a Luukkonen jersey for Christmas. I'll wear it on tomorrow's show to prove it. All right, next up, let's wrap up with a pick that I like very, very much. The Oilers in regulation coming in at plus 105 with the Seattle Crackheads in town. They're going to crack them right over the head because the Crackheads are getting severely outplayed on the road. Check out these numbers. Last 10 road games, 28th in expected goals for percentage and 27th in high danger chances for percentage. You take a look at high danger chances for percentage over the last 10 games, regardless of home and away. Big edge for the Oil here. 7th versus 26th, not even close. And Martin Jones expected to get the call between the pipes for the Crackheads here. This guy is absolutely brutal. Check him out on the road for the season. A .334 goals against average. Check out his last 9 starts. 6 times in his last 9, he's allowed 4 or more goals. This guy absolutely stinks. He shouldn't even be starting for the World Juniors. Give me the Oilers in 60 over the Crackheads.
Damn!
Yeah. You know, it's funny, Ian. I had that discussion with producer Tito privately, but we don't keep things behind closed doors here on Chasing That Paper. I said to him, I think it was after a show last week, I said, Tito, can you get into my graphic a little bit earlier? Because obviously, we're not reading these off the top of our head. I have a Word document over on this screen that I like to look to, and if I'm doing this too much, it doesn't look very good, right? So we're going for an upscale presentation. So Ian and I are on the same side, and Tito responded, caught me mid-bong rip. Yeah, Tito got a water bong for Christmas that he's quite proud of. So, taking full advantage of working from home, per usual. Okay, guys. 7 total picks there across 3 different sports leagues. If you're looking to tail, if you're looking to fade, I recommend placing your action over at BetMGM. Let me tell you a little bit about them. Kick off your day of sports betting with the king of sportsbooks. Sign up with BetMGM using bonus code VIBONUS, and your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. That's VIBONUS, all one word, no spaces. And your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You must be 21 or older. BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Woo! All right. So we put up a poll on the Vegas Insider Twitter feed. Make sure you are following Vegas Insider on Twitter. We want you guys to weigh in on who you think is going to come out of the Eastern Conference here. In the NBA, a bit of a toss-up here. You know, the Celtics looked like they were going to have one of the best regular seasons of all time there, but they've leveled out a little bit here. Most people like them as the favorite, 35.3. You know what? I can't blame all those people who do like the Nets, plus 400. This is probably the best basketball they've been playing during the KD and Kyrie era. Plus 400, 12 straight wins for them. Now there's the fear in the back of anyone's mind that Kyrie could go off the rails at any moment, but maybe a bit of a wake-up call for him, given what happened to him earlier in the season. And the Bucks not playing so good right now. Obviously, I like them tonight -8, but they've been awful on the road. But we got to keep in mind here, guys, this is a very, very long regular season. I don't even think we're at the midway point here yet. Probably not even close. So I think a lot of these teams that are struggling, you know, the Bucks and the Warriors, 3 months from now, we'll probably be telling a completely different story about them. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the East. A lot of parity in the NBA. It's absolutely fantastic. I always reference this, but a couple of years ago when we just knew going into the season, well, it's going to be Warriors versus Cavs in the finals. And that happened in 4 straight years. That sucked. It was like college football. These 2 teams have a shot at winning it. And it came true every year. This year, it's a real toss-up, so that's great. So something that got lost a little bit in last night, certainly not amongst NBA fans, was Donovan Mitchell absolutely going off for 71 points. So this was quite literally one of the greatest performances in the history of the NBA. Donovan Mitchell got a stat line right here at 22 of 34 from the field, hit 7 3-pointers, 20 free throws out of 25 attempts, 71 points. And 11 assists, 8 rebounds. I guess we can knock him a little bit for not getting the triple-double. Come on, man. You're out there for 50 minutes. You can't grab 10 rebounds. Pretty interesting stat here. Tito, I'll have you bring this up. A stat from OptaStats, just to prove how good of a game. Maybe this is a top 3 game easily in the history of the NBA regular season. Donovan Mitchell have scored or assisted on 99 points tonight. That's the second most in a game in NBA history, behind Wilt Chamberlain in his 100-point game on March 2nd, 1962. 1962. That is wildly impressive stuff from Donovan Mitchell. You know, it's funny.
Wilt Chamberlain was a ball hog.
He was a ball hog, absolutely. I agree. Playing against men who were, you know, the quality of us, most likely, Ian. You know, guys, you know, I'm around 6 feet tall. But in terms of cardio, I don't know if I'm making it up and down the court 5 times. So, yeah, much higher level of competition, obviously. But it's kind of interesting. You know, Mitchell, in his previous game, so he played the Bulls on New Year's Eve, had a pretty bad game, really. Shot 31%, only scored 15 points in 37 minutes. I don't know what his point total would have been coming into this game. I'm guessing 25 and a half, 26 and a half.
28 and a half.
But it was 28 and a half. Okay. Yeah, he absolutely, my God, 20 free throws. So, yeah, all the credit in the world to Mitchell. That's wildly impressive. One of the best games in the history of the NBA. So one thing caught my mind. We haven't talked a lot of baseball on the show here lately. A little bit. A lot of free agency news throughout the fall and early part of the winter. But MajorLeagueBaseball.com released their first power rankings ahead of the 2023 regular season. And something really caught my eye. Major disrespect to one of the teams that's been one of the best in Major League Baseball. So there you have it from Major League Baseball. Keep in mind, this has nothing to do with odds or anything. This is just the official power rankings of Major League Baseball. Yeah, you got to have the Astros there. The Mets, can't argue with that too much. You know, they lost DeGrom, but brought in a handful of other guys. The Braves, some injury luck, bad luck for them in the postseason, I guess. They'll be back. Maybe Mike Soroka will finally be back. I think the Padres are too high. The Yankees, yeah, the Yankees will get their 100 wins. Yeah, you got to show the Phillies some respect, bringing in Trea Turner, although I don't know about their starting rotation. But the disrespect to the Los Angeles Dodgers, the 7th best team, the 5th best team according to Major League Baseball in the National League. Yeah, they didn't make a big free agency signing. They brought in J.D. Martinez, who will be a decent DH for them. But they didn't have to make any big moves. They didn't really lose anybody. Losing Bellinger is no big deal. This team had 111 wins last season. A run differential of 334. You have them 7th? I know the Padres got all the sexy names, and they bring in Bogarts there from Padres. And I know the Dodgers, you know, when it comes to the playoffs, they don't show up unless it's a COVID season. But they're going to get their 100 wins. Anything stand out to you, Ian, regarding those power rankings from Major League Baseball?
I think the Padres are getting overhyped, Joe. What they do, sign Xander Bogaerts, but it seems the Padres seem like one of those teams that are just throwing money and hoping that their issues are going to get solved. Let's not forget, this is a team that only made the postseason by 3 games last year. Well below the Dodgers. How many fewer games? 22 fewer wins than the Dodgers, and they're ranked above them in the power rankings. My bold take for this MLB season is that the Padres are actually going to miss the playoffs. So Yeah, I think the Padres are being extremely overhyped. What were they, third or fourth on that list?
Yeah, they got them ahead of the Dodgers. That makes no sense.
Insane.
It's extreme if I'm coming on here and defending the LA Dodgers. You know what I mean? And that's just a writer's opinion, basically. But that writer's representing the entire league of Major League Baseball. So a little wild to have the Dodgers way down there. High hopes for my Blue Jays. Hopefully a bit of a learning lesson for the Jays after blowing, that 7 or 8 run lead, but bringing in Chris Bassett. That's a pretty strong starting rotation. We'll see if the bullpen can bounce back at all. But yeah, we're looking forward to baseball season here at Chasing That Paper. Pitchers and catchers report in about a month's time or so? So lots of excitement regarding Major League Baseball. Okay, guys, I want to tell you about the VegasInsider app that gives you all the major sports betting odds at your fingertips, along with picks and expert breakdowns. You can shop for the best odds, find props, futures, and plenty more with the app. If you want more VegasInsider content like our shows, videos, and podcasts, you can find it all on the app in our media section. Download the VegasInsider app on Apple and Android. Bet better with the VegasInsider app. Indeed. Okay, guys, viewer picks. Quite a few people weighing in with, I think we got a couple NHL, a couple college basketball. So if we can get into these. Schreckengost, him and I are on the same side. He liked Carolina as well. He points out the stats 5 on 5. The Rangers 26, 23rd, and 26 in expected goals, 4% corsi percentage, and high danger chances before percentage. Last 10, 5 on 5. Just brutal. Now, we don't know if Kochikov will get the start here for the Canes, but the rookie's on an insane tear. Ronta still a decent backup or other option for the Canes as well. So we'll see what they do in that. But yeah, I like them regardless of the goalie. So Nathan and I on the same side there. What do we have next? Matty Puppy Sports. Pitt 6.5 versus UVA. So many trends going for Pitt. Pitt is 9-1 ATS in their last 10 games. UVA 1-7 in their last 8. Pitt has covered their last 8 in a row following a straight-up win and an ATS win. Pitt 4-1 ATS in the last 5 games versus teams above 600. Hashtag back into the action. Yeah, a bit of a trend play, or a big trend play, I guess you could say, from our guy Matty Puppy Sports. We wish him good luck with that one. Next up, George. George automatically fades the Hawks. I think he's having a lot of success with it too, whether you're taking the other teams over on their team total, the puck line in regulation. He's going to take the Lightning puck line minus 130 versus the Hawks. Lightning past 8 of 10 wins are by a margin of 2 or greater. Hawks past 14 out of 15 losses are by a margin of 2 or greater. Yeah, keep the trends rolling. Sometimes you look at these big money lines and you just look away, but I have a feeling George is doing pretty good, fading the Chicago Blackhawks, who absolutely stink. They need about 5 or 6 more good drafts before they can get back into contention here. One more, I think.
Cody Wells, here we go.
Yeah, Mississippi State's at Tennessee under 123. Bunch of different stats there. Good defense, bad offense. This feels like a 60-ish, 50-ish game. Super low point total, but I can't see Miss State getting past 50 points. There we have it. But well, guys, if you're watching on YouTube right now, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, helps us out, makes me look good. When I'm going to ask for my big raise, I can say, look at all the likes we got and subscriptions in the VegasInsider YouTube channel. Okay, Ian, winding right down here. Final week of NFL obviously coming up. A lot going on in college basketball, NHL. What do you have coming up here at Betsided?
Yeah, daily bet slip live, 5 p.m. Eastern. Myself and Peter Dewey. I'll give out the rest of my best bets tonight. You got 3 of them on this show. I got 4 more that I'll give out on that show at 5 p.m. Eastern. So check out Betsided for that.
Okay, guys, we can't let you go without telling you about today's Handicapper Heat Check presented by VegasInsider.com, your home for the best expert picks in the business since 1997. VI Experts. ASA has started off the new year with back-to-back 4-0 all-sport sweeps for a perfect 8-0 record. Wow. Over the last 2 days, that's how you start a year of sports betting. Will Rogers continues his hot streak, nailing 5 straight NBA winners, and AAA Sports also had a perfect 4-0 all-sport sweep yesterday. Visit VegasInsider.com/picks for tonight's best bets. That's your Handicapper Heat Check. Stay hot, bettors. All right, Ian, the holiday break behind us. What was the highlights of your holiday break? I know you were working a little bit throughout, but you definitely had some time as well. I don't know if you had a fun New Year's or if one specific thing stood out at all.
Yeah, New Year's Eve was fun. I finished 2022 on a 7-1 run in the NHL, so I guess that's my highlight.
7-1 in the NHL.
How about that? Handicapper Heat Check, me.
Iain MacMillan. Give him a follow on Twitter. I would say I had many highlights. This was, without a doubt, the best holiday break of the entirety of my life.
Wow.
My boys are getting a little bit older. The World Junior Hockey Tournament is taking place up here in Canada. I brought my 5-year-old to see Sweden versus Germany. Ooh, it was a pretty good game. Not a game that was in very high demand, but we need to be selective, as you would imagine, a 5-year-old has an early bedtime, so we need to choose an afternoon game. And I also brought him out to a sports bar, and he thought it was really cool going to a bar for the first time in his life. So a lot of excitement there. I tried to, but they tried to ID him, and he didn't know what they were talking about. So then they threatened to call the police, and I talked my way out of it. So yeah, a great time. New Year's Eve doesn't mean a thing to me anymore. My wife and I sat in, had some drinks, and watched a movie. Did you go a big night out on the town for New Year's Eve or what?
Yeah, I rented a cottage with a couple couples. I went on a wine tour the day before. Played some games. No, fun stuff.
Yeah, I got no tolerance for drinking anymore. Ian, beer, I think I can, but I was drinking vodka on New Year's Eve. I was hungover for 2 days.
Yeah,
damn, it's ridiculous. I know you just talked. You turned 30. Getting close to 40.
Sober January for me, Joe. No drinks for me this month.
You're a braver man than I like drinking beer too much. I think after Super Bowl, maybe. It's not an NFL Sunday for me if I don't have some beer and, getting through wild card weekend, divisional round, those Saturdays, you have a nice plate of food. Speaking of which, so I was at the gym yesterday. It was absolutely fucking packed. You could barely move in there. And then this annoys a lot of people, but I try to be positive. People trying to make positive changes in their life. So if you're one of these people trying to make positive changes in exercising, don't be bothered or don't let it by people who might be annoyed with you because you're new at the gym. You're paying for your fucking gym membership. You have just as much right to be there as anybody else. So we wish you good luck with that, and we, don't give up. You got to get over that hump. Keep going. Go 3 days a week. Take it easy at first, and then try to get better as you go. That is my tip to you. So yeah, we do wish everybody good luck with their New Year's resolutions, whether it be health and fitness or otherwise. And we, of course, wish you guys good luck with your bets tonight, unless, of course, you are fading us. And as always, keep chasing that paper.